They were living by fear and not by faith. They were nervous Neds, as we can be nervous Neds or nervous Nellies. Contrast that with how Jesus approached this situation. Same set of circumstances, but Jesus approaches it with confidence. Bring the fish and the bread to me. He was confident in the Lord's, in his heavenly Father's love for him. The word confidence comes from two Latin words. The C-O-N is Latin C-U-M, cum, with. The second part of confidence is from the Latin word fides, meaning faith. Confidence means to act with faith. Jesus had confidence in his heavenly Father and acted accordingly. Jesus also acted with calmness, a little different maybe than the way we do it sometimes. There was the situation. He remained calm. Notice in today's gospel what he commanded the crowd to do. Everybody be seated, please. Just in that posture of being seated rather than standing there, there's a certain relaxation. There was a man that was looking in a body of water, and as he was looking intently, his ring slipped off his finger and fell in. And he panicked. And he got a stick and was looking around for that ring, and the sand and the mud clouded the water. So all he could do was sit down and wait. And eventually, everything settled down, and the water became still and clear. And he was able to see his ring, and he reached down and picked it up. In life, we need to be reminded to calm ourselves in the Lord's presence and to bring a calming atmosphere to people around us. As we read in Psalm 46, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know that I am God. Have confidence. Be calm. And Jesus also acted with competence. He was able. He knew who he was. He knew what he could do. And he did it. Sometimes when people that are authority over us are insecure, they can be very difficult to be around and very demanding. Whenever we feel a bit incompetent and fearful that somebody else might discover how incompetent we think we are, we can come off as being very much in charge and make things difficult for others. But when we're secure in being who we are, we know what we're able to do with God's grace, and we know what we still need to do in developing our abilities. The stress levels go down. A great way to reduce stress is to work on becoming even more competent than we are and stretch our abilities. If parenting is your responsibility, to spend time with your kids, maybe to take a course or a seminar in parenting, maybe to get on with other parents for mutual support and encouragement, but to become better at those skills. If employment is a stress, maybe looking at times that could be spent even better rather than time wasted, developing skills and abilities, making a list of what needs to be done today, and starting with first things first, and maybe putting at the top of the list some things that I don't really want to do today, or I find odious or burdensome, and get them out of the way. Little ways that we can reduce stress with confidence, with calmness, with competence, and companionship. Companionship. We often think that the reason that Jesus spent so much time with the apostles and the disciples was to form them. Well, he did, and that's true. But there's also another reason. Jesus had a human nature, and he needed other people for support, for encouragement, like we do. The word companion comes from two Latin words that have to do with today's gospel. The C-O-M, C-U-M meaning with, companionship, panis, P-A-N-I-S meaning bread. Companionship means to have bread with somebody else. The people that we sit down with at table are companions, are people that are close to us or we'd like to get to know even better. So we take the time to have bread with them. Jesus is our companion along the way. He has given us himself in the Eucharist, the bread of life, to be with us on our journey, and shows us how to deal with the stress in our daily living, to have confidence in God, to be calm the best we can, to work at our competence, and to do it with his companionship. Is there stress in our living? Absolutely. We all face it. But as we face it, we've got choices to make. How are we going to approach it? Like the apostles, with fear rather than faith, becoming nervous Neds or nervous Nellies, or like Jesus, who offers to be our companion along the way.